Whole GYGB crew, we have the first undisputed heavyweight championship fight in quite some time. This Saturday, for us East Coasters, it'll be 5:30, 6:30. I always say with these fights in Saudi Arabia and the UK, for us East Coast, uh, United States fans, I always say, be in front of your TV around 5:30. So you don't miss anything. But I'm gonna be on the road, heading back, so I'll be able to catch it on time. But from a point, at one point we were looking at an undisputed heavyweight championship fight between, again, this is going on almost over 10 years ago, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. That was the fight that was supposed to be made. Circumstances made it such that it didn't happen. And as boxing goes, man, it's a roller coaster of a sport. Things change. New participants end up coming to the surface, and here we are. As Tyson Fury, WBC lineal heavyweight champion, will face off against Oleksandr Usyk, WBA, IBF, WBO champion. This fight has been a bit of a difficult one to kind of predict because, like I mentioned in the previous video, it's really, like, I feel for me, it really comes down to what version of Tyson Fury are we getting, or should I say, what version of Tyson Fury do we currently have at this stage? Let me take the glass off. What kind of Tyson Fury do we have at this stage, man? Let's also put this on the table. Oleksandr Usyk, as funny as it sounds, he's the older guy here. It's just he started as a pro late. Maybe doesn't have the mileage in and out of the ring that Tyson Fury has. So that's something to kind of put on the table. But if we're just talking boxing acumen, skill set, strategy, who's got advantages, I mean, there's a lot of things to pick from here. Because Tyson Fury, I think one thing that he has been able to adapt in his game, and I think maybe this is subjected to the opponents that he's faced, and I've mentioned this in a previous video, where he utilizes his size at times, where he'll clinch and he'll lay on top of a fighter. And that, for a guy that's 6'10", 260, that's a lot of weight on you, and as the fight progresses, that could be troublesome for your legs. So you take somebody like Oleksandr Usyk, who is 6'4", now like 225. For Fury to be able to, if he manages to do that, there is the prospect that he could tire Oleksandr Usyk's legs out. But Oleksandr Usyk, unlike the fighters that Tyson Fury's been fighting in the last several years, is not a guy that's going to be in front of Tyson Fury much of the night. He's going to be doing a lot of circling. He's never going to be in the same spot. And that could be a problem not early, but later in the fight for Tyson Fury, who might be kind of trying to chase him around or trying to land clean on him, which isn't the easiest thing to do on Oleksandr Usyk, okay? Has Oleksandr Usyk been hurt, particularly to the body? Yes. Tyson Fury's not a body puncher. He's a guy that's 6'10", and he likes to feint. That, over time, can be tiresome. And what Oleksandr Usyk is really, really good at doing, man, is for somebody, again, that's fought bigger guys at this stage, okay? He fought an Anthony Joshua. That's, I don't know how tall he is. I mean, he's taller than Usyk, but again, another 245-ish pound guy. He's used to fighting bigger guys. Fury is bigger than Joshua, but Oleksandr Usyk has the skill set that if Tyson Fury is not 100% in shape as this fight progresses, and him having to chase Usyk, or not, I don't want to say around the ring, but Usyk's gonna be like circling him much of the fight. So if Fury is not in full shape, and he's kind of corrected the wrongs from the Ngannou fight as far as his preparation, this can be a long night for Fury. And in the same token, we've seen Fury kind of down on the cards and or kind of struggling, and then he just he's not a big power puncher, but again, he's still a 6'10", 260-pound man. And I always say in the heavyweight division, man, it's different than the other divisions, where you can't a lot of these heavyweights can punch. You know what I'm saying? Some harder than others, but he's still a big heavyweight who, again, has good boxing skills. Okay, we can't ignore that. But in most cases, I pick the bigger boxer over the little boxer. Again, measuring the quality of their boxing acumen, it's always like the good big man beats the good little man, but it's always subjective to the opponents. And myself, Coltrane, ROD, we've been talking about this fight for quite some time already, and I've kind of backpedaled a little bit. I mean, I initially was picking Fury for that same reason. Big man against little man, bigger boxer beats a little boxer. But the more I've looked at it, and I've gone back to Fury's fights in the latter stages, like around when he came back for Wilder, he hasn't had to deal with something like Usyk, who, again, man, is just a super skilled, super smart guy. Do I feel he might have gotten hurt by that body shot against who was it, Daniel? Yeah, I thought that was a borderline clean shot, but I don't think you're gonna get that from Tyson Fury. I think you're gonna get a Tyson Fury who might try to smother Oleksandr Usyk, and he may try to use his size, because I just think Usyk overall, and I'll get to my prediction, man, like, I feel down the stretch of this fight, I feel a lot of the slipping, a lot of the movement is going to be a little tiresome for Tyson Fury. And I think Tyson Fury is just going to get hit with a barrage of punches that he doesn't see coming. And I think he's going to get frustrated. I'm not picking a knockout, but I'm going out on a limb here, man. Very seldom do I switch my predictions. But I'm just going by what both guys have gone through in the last few years. And I just think Usyk has more mileage under the hood. And I just think his movement is going to cause Fury some trouble as the fight progresses, man. And I think Oleksandr Usyk is going to get a decision win over Tyson Fury. I very seldom pick the smaller boxer to beat the bigger boxer, but I just think there's things that Usyk does that Fury can't do, that I feel he's gonna have trouble with in this fight, man. And look, Train he brings this up a lot. You really have to keep the tempo and everything intact outside the ring just as much as in. And Tyson Fury has just had this habit of ballooning up in weight, not really taking care of himself outside the ring. He gets in shape for the fight, but based on his opposition as of late, he's fought just a lot of guys that are like right there. And I just see early on it's going to be kind of tactical. And look, I'm going to tell y'all this, man. Don't expect this like back and forth rock'em sock'em kind of fight, man. I think this is going to be a very, very, very tactical fight. And for some fans who just like blood and guts, like, this may not be the fight for you. I don't think we're going to get that kind of fight. I think we're going to get a very, very tactical fight that I just think the guy with the better feet, and I just think that much better of a skill set, even though being the smaller guy, I really feel Usyk's going to pull it off. And and like I said, I very seldom pick the little boxer over the big boxer, but in this case, I kind of have to, man. I'm gonna go with Oleksandr Usyk by a potential split decision and becoming the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis, man. I can't wait for the fight. Like I said, I'm gonna be on the west coast of Florida. I'll be back just in time for the fight. But I'm very much looking forward to it. It's gonna be, if you guys are gonna order, it's gonna be on ESPN pay-per-view. But that is this Saturday, man, as well as Navarrete's fighting on ESPN later that night. So ESPN's got kind of like a doubleheader going. Well, that'll be on ESPN, like the actual network. So and I'll talk about that fight later. But yeah, man, let me know. Let me know what you got. I mean, I've heard a lot of debating with this fight. It's I guess it's split down the middle. I've heard different arguments, man, but I'm gonna side with Oleksandr Usyk in this fight, man. And I could be wrong, man. I could be wrong. That's why it's such a difficult fight to pick. But I'm just going by intangibles right now, where they're at right now, and I gotta go with Usyk. So, any case, man, let me know. Like I said, I'm making videos again on YouTube, doing a lot of lives, but it's until I wrap up this move, and I'll get I'll explain next month as far as what's going on with me. But I'll be making more front face, well, not front, the usual videos I used to do. But let me know in the comments, man. Who do you got, Usyk or Fury? I gotta roll with Usyk. So let me know in the comments. I am out. Later.